Item number 3 on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. See any additions or corrections, and if there are none, we'll accept the motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Holder.
Present.
Bixler.
Yes.
Royster, yes.
All right, moving along. Does any member know of any reason to go into executive session at this point in time? Joe?
Nope.
Sonia?
No.
Randy?
No.
Lynn?
I'm hoping it'll be quick.
All right, then we'll move on down to 8. Discuss any action regarding our rail maintenance. I know we've had that done. Sonia, you want to update us on,
Okay.
you've been in the middle of that deal?
Thank you, Todd.
I notified or reached out to, maybe that's a better word, to Freddie Falla.
What's the difference between reach out and call?
And trying to find my exact email, but I can't.
Todd, I don't care what they say about you, you're a good man.
Anyway,
Let's hold off till the meeting's over, Joe.
Okay.
reached out to him about the rail maintenance and the fact that they were the only ones at that time using that, and wanted to see if they would point it out in their lease that they are what they have, or what they're responsible for, referred to the section and everything. Was on my way to a meeting out of town, and Freddie called me. I was with a group of people, and I just answered, and I said, Freddie, is there a chance I can call you in a little bit? And he said, I just was calling to tell you to do it, and we'll take care of it. I said, okay. So, been corresponding between Martin Marietta and Track Work. Track Work got out there in time before all of the pipe stuff came in, and the train started coming in with rock, and they were able to sweep it. And now they're waiting for a downtime to be able to evaluate the rail and tell us how many joints need to be replaced. And I told them before they did any of that, they needed to come back to us and tell us, because I don't know that that full responsibility would be Martin Marietta. I think that's something, since it's per joint, that we need to entertain.
First of all, I really appreciate Martin Marietta stepping up to do that. I think that's above and beyond. It's probably our responsibility to do a portion of that, and they stepped up and decided to do it all. Second of all, if anybody hadn't been down there to see how much better it looks, you need to go. It looks amazingly better. Of course, Randy's done a tremendous job of building the pad for our new client, but the rail itself,
Thank you, guys.
be much impressed. You know, the ties are exposed, the rail's not swimming in riprap and ballast. It looks good. It looks very good. It looks like it's supposed to. Now, they've unloaded 2 or 3 rock tanks since that time, so I'm sure there's some spillage. But the crossings look like crossings. You can tell the difference between the crossings and the non-crossings, which you couldn't before. And it looks very good. Track Works did a very nice job. Very nice job. And pretty quick.
Well, and like I said, now they're in a holding pattern before they do anything else with that, until they're able to come out and evaluate and proceed, that they were able to get that finished.
Is there any chance if I wanted to just slip by there on the way home, could I pick up any of that excess rock and put it on my pickup?
Absolutely not. That will go back on our rail siding. Thank you very much.
We do have deer cameras down here. We know who picks it up.
They're odd sized rocks, Lynn, you know, because you got from the big trains, you got little rocks and everything. I just thought, just be in the way.
in regards to further maintenance down there, there are some trees and stuff that are starting to come up along the sidings, and there's some weeds and stuff in between and around there that we probably don't need growing up there.
What are those trees, could they be pulled?
Stan pulled 2 trees for me down there that I was unable to pull myself.
I thought that was part of the beautification.
Anyhow, I'm just throwing it out there that it might be something that we should consider is getting it sprayed.
What do you think that would cost?
I don't know, Stan Bixler was gonna do some checking on that.
Okay.
God, throw me under the bus.
Seems to me like the reverse happened.
I'd make a note, Lynn, in your
Minutes.
story in the paper, she's a little bit snarky tonight.
You've been watching Shark Tank.
What does snarky mean?
It's the opposite of swimmingly.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I agree with everything Todd said, and I think we're very lucky right now. We kind of turned this thing around a little bit in several areas, and it does look a lot better. Okay, any other member have any other comments on item 8? Doesn't need to be any action, right, Sonia?
I guess if you're not gonna let us spray anything, then probably
Well, is
not.
that where, okay.
You just kind of took
Okay,
that
is
and
that-
threw it away.
Well, I didn't, okay, I dropped the ball there. Alan Poe, we talked, and doing my little farmer technology, stepping off and analyzing about a mile. What we guess it would be, how many acres?
Not we. You.
What did I say it was gonna be, and Poe agreed with me.
And I really do not agree.
Huh?
I said that I really am not gonna back you there.
How many approximate acres was it? And what are we gonna try to spray?
I think it was 5, maybe. Sort of.
How wide is it?
Yeah, we can do the math on it again. Say 40 feet.
Okay.
40
That'd be
feet.
close.
5. That's just what it seems like. So, I didn't get a price. Can we, if the board would approve?
Well, even if they would entertain us checking and bringing it back, that whatever, I don't know about this, when the time to spray, I mean, that's not what I do.
Well,
so
it's a sterilant, so it's really irrelevant.
So is that something that if they would let us go out for bid then? or
Where are we talking?
request?
Just between those 2 tracks.
Oh, between them, okay.
Personally,
I
it's
had
not one of those life and death deals, in my opinion, but I just want to get along, so.
I didn't say it's life or death, I just
I know
wanted to
you didn't.
bring it out because
It would be good, and Poe said that, he could mix it a little stronger than he might in some situations because the leakage there's no place for it to really go. It's just gonna go right down between those tracks. So we shouldn't have an issue as far as, because we're on both sides. Or, I mean, the railroad, Burlington North is on the other side, so they'd be grateful if there was any leakage of it.
It won't take very long to do it. It won't be a huge deal to do.
No.
However, we will be in violation of BNSF because we will be on their property.
we're not gonna be spraying their siding, we're gonna be on our sidings.
Well, what he's saying though,
I think the first siding, the first siding that's to the south is actually on their,
There is a small, there's just a portion of it that is, the rest of, remember we moved
it's
it
kind of like the
over
road,
onto us.
center of the road kind of deal.
I just said whatever we do, we need to just get it done,
Okay.
not dilly-dally.
Okay,
Do we run it through the
No, not
channels and all of that?
necessarily. I'll make a motion that
I-
we spend up
Would you just
to
call?
$1,500 to spray the sterilant.
Okay.
And if it's more than that, bring it back.
Okay, I have no idea, but we can just go as far as.
It might be a little more than that.
Yeah.
Up to 2,000.
That'd probably be. Could you just ask
I don't
Janet
think-
Black if there's any issue?
I don't know how
Yeah,
wide
I
it's
don't
going,
know
but
that there would be, but I will ask.
Okay. Yeah, I see what Todd's saying there. Mike.
He's got quite a nozzle if he's gonna go that wide.
He's gonna want it.
Oh, want it? Oh,
I mean, that's,
okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
what, I mean,
um,
we had trouble getting 20-foot wide with
yeah.
the
Yeah,
nozzle.
he can't get
And-
in between,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he could, but.
I was thinking of it going up and back. Is what I was
So up to
That-
2,000?
Well, without getting on Burlington
Okay.
Northern,
Do we have
that's
a
what I'm.
second?
Yeah, it's just gonna be the tracks.
Do we have a second on Todd's motion?
second.
Been moved to second to pursue spraying between the tracks up to $2,000. Don't want posting that.
I won't.
And anyway, roll call.
Holder,
Yes.
Bixler,
Yes,
Royster, yes.
it's all right. Poe would appreciate me saying that. Okay, item number 9 is an update regarding our topographical survey. And I'm going to turn the floor over to Randy because he has more knowledge of that than anyone at this moment.
I just got an email yesterday and they said our engineer, who's not doing it, but the crew that did it, got a hold of him and a 6-inch water line that was run down parallel with essentially from Martin Marietta's drive back to the west, southwest to wasn't marked when they okeyed it. I actually didn't know any of that, but I was down there and saw that crew, that contract crew that was marking things, but they said they were almost done, but brought that up about they could see the trencher line and there's a 6-inch line exposed in the ditch right there as you drive in on that 373, the road that was built, the county road that goes from Garvin south, is what clued them in. And I just relayed the message, gave them the rural water district's number and the contact guy to get a hold of. The original water line was on the north side of Garvin, which is across the road, but they crossed and went down through there. I know, I'm positive of that. So there is a 6-inch line from 373 or that road all the way to the curve at that. So that's there. And I don't know he said they were almost done. So
With the survey.
yes, with the topographical survey.
Okay. So once we get that information, then, we can make some future
Right.
plans on.
Well, yeah, that'll allow us to build more sites, to do whatever and do it properly.
Okay? All right. Does any other member have any other questions of Randy or any thoughts on that?
I hope not, because I don't know any more than that.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you kind of being the front runner for us on that deal, Randy. And we'll move to item 10 now, the finance report. Todd, how's things look?
Better. Good. Got good accounts receivable for May, and we will have as good, probably better, accounts receivable in June. We haven't received that money yet in May that's been billed out, but it's pretty early in the month yet. So our financial picture is obviously improving even with the expenditures. it's looking good. So, again, Randy and his crew did a phenomenal job of fixing the location for the pipe people in an extremely short order. So hats off again to Woods County, thanks, as we continue to create revenue for the county and for the rail park. It's good, it's good. Doing exactly what we'd set out to do originally. So it's fun to have us biting our nails, trying to figure out if we're going to be able to get the trains in, because we've got more traffic than we know what to do with.
That's great.
And Burlington Northern's been really good at that. That doesn't have anything to do with the finance report, but it's pretty exciting. So the finance report's in front of you. If you have any questions, I will address them. Again, the accounts receivable, I think that number is 54.
I mean, I haven't billed for either the train that is down there now or the 25 cars that will be placed there as soon as this one's gone.
So these are through May. I don't think there's any June in there still, is there?
Yes.
Anyway, our accounts receivable right now, the way it stands, is at 70,600 through the 6th.
Yeah.
And that H2 Enterprise is included as our land lease, so it's a little inflated based on what it was, but there's more pipe trains coming, so that's good. And Martin Marietta will have more than just their lease in June for sure. So those are dollars we haven't seen for nearly a year, so that's fabulous. We're beginning to build up cash again, and we will. So our total checking and savings is $343,566.25, and that's a grand total. And our excess is what this board normally looks at. It's $134,000, with monthly expenditures in that $20,000 to $30,000 range. So we're good. And that does not include the accounts receivable that's forthcoming. So everything's been accrued for.
Is there anything, Todd, on our accruing? I mean, any payments or anything we need to discuss coming up or anything?
And those are set, and they're reoccurring. So I don't know that they actually have to be approved. We talk about them every
Right.
meeting, but they're
I just
going to
feel like
happen.
I ought to.
Ed's not here, right? So.
Exactly.
Okay, actually,
So
I mean,
if
this
he's-
is
anybody ask about that? Yes, we talked about that.
June.
June is when we make those payments. It was last June.
Yeah.
So you're happy with all the accrual and making the payments going forward and everything?
Yeah,
is
well,
right?
we're sitting pretty. We're about to receive almost 2 months worth of payments right
Didn't
now.
we reduce the one accrual to that
Yes.
environmental that the lawyers helped us put all this
Economic
deal
center.
together?
If I
We're
had
just accruing 1,000 a month.
If I had anybody that I would prefer to step up the payment to, it would be them. They've waited a long time. But
Yeah,
we discussed that before, and things were looking bleak. So I'm not saying we would do anything this month, but let's see how we come
next month, we ought to look
And-
Well,
and see where we are. Yeah, I agree.
Randy can correct me if I'm wrong, but
because that's not a reoccurring thing. Once we get that thing paid off, it'll be gone.
And the total
Be
that you
great.
owe
That's a
them
lawyer.
is
Yeah,
economic development,
$55,356.18.
The balance.
The balance is total is $55,356.18.
we're just going to ask Randy because he's had a lot of interaction with Travis Porter with H2. But I mean, as far as right now, all we've got is what we initially anticipated, this one line that they're going to be on.
Right, yeah.
I mean, as far as once that's over, that's basically done.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
unless,
they unless they get
Yeah.
something.
And
So I guess what I'm going, they could,
our lease is with H2, right?
Yep.
Okay, so, and he talked about another, he acted like he'd gotten a bid on another pipeline deal that might come in there in October, but the company hadn't approved that.
Okay.
So, which, that wouldn't be anything to you all, but I mean, that would be more cars. I mean, it would be to you all, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, no more building. And just so you know, we built that first deal thinking it was enough according to their drawing, but they were gonna go 4 or 5 side. We added some more berms and another road, tied it together, and that rock got billed to H2 for that additional deal, and he was gonna pass it along to SimGas, so,
Everything's good.
yeah.
The other item, I guess, in your financials is accounts payable of $650, which is they paid them, they already signed them. Track Works and your June pledge to the committee. That's for their track inspection. Actually, that was performed back in March.
And this is kind of immaterial to everybody, but we also are making this month the last
Yeah, I was
GeoBond
gonna bring
payment
that
of
up too.
60,000 and some change.
So what that will do on this statement, it will move this 60,000, that Geo bond right there, that'll be gone, and it'll be down here, and that will be 174.
So for
Okay.
those of you who don't remember, the commissioners graciously are making those payments for us, and then we are making our payments back towards the commissioners. So this entity is continuing and will pay 100% of that total indebtedness. We just had to start making the payments before we could financially do it, so.
Well, I only brought that up to
No.
know that it finished. We got that taken care of, and
They paid it off in
Yeah.
5 years, but we're paying it off in 10,
And that's, they're, once again,
back to them.
have taken tremendous care of us.
Okay. Joe, any thoughts or questions on the financials?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anyone else, any thoughts or questions? Do we need a motion to approve the finance report, Sonia?
So moved.
Okay. It's been moved. Do we have a second?
Don't really think it's kosher if I do that.
Okay, I'll second it.
Second.
Well, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the finance report. Roll call.
Holder,
Yes.
Bixler,
Yes.
Royster, yes.
Item number 11 is the part of the meeting I always look forward to, and that's Sonia's report.
I have nothing to report.
Come on, Sonia. Sonia has done a really good job of
Easy
a
stand.
lot of things here in the last 30 days that's been going on down there. And
Before or after the snarky comment?
well, she has, and there's nothing wrong in holding my feet to the fire, Sonia. So sometimes that's what it takes.
Update. I do have an update.
Okay?
From Lacey Krieger. She is the one that, from BNSF on our site certification on the flash drives. Yesterday at 4:54, she emailed me and said, sorry for the delay on the 50 flash drives. They're on their way to you now. They're a hot commodity around here and sometimes hard to come by. They had to order more, so you should have them this week. At which point I will load our video on them and send those to the ones that we wanted to from the turkey hunt, and we'll have those available for other businesses that we go and talk to. So I did have something, sorry. I did email Janet Black because I still do not even though the job's about finished. I mean, last train's gonna roll in there tomorrow maybe. I still do not have the signed document from BNSF, and she apologized for that, and I will have it this week, is what she said. Perfect. She said, Sonia, my apologies for the delay in executing the user agreement. BNSF reviewed the changes made to the standard agreement and should have a revised agreement sent back this week. That being said, my understanding is that the move is almost complete. I believe there are 27 cars that are waiting to be spotted for unloading after the Martin Marietta train has been pulled. And she said, I talked to our team about the need to bring on new business in a much more expedient manner than this. We're evaluating a skinny down version of this agreement for future customers.
Did you get that in writing?
Yeah, it is in writing. Although I will say, because I finally last week got to meet Mr. DePorter, and I truly do believe that he probably read every page of it.
We had a little meeting down there last week. Randy's new pickup. Sonia, Travis, and myself, and I must admit, Sonia brings an air of professionalism down there that sometimes is needed, to put it mildly, Randy, when you say.
I agree.
Because three of us sitting in there, we were trying to get some things accomplished, and she made sure it was done right. There's nothing wrong with that.
I am just covering your assets.
And I'm tickled to death with just how this H2 fell in our lap. Randy's been heavily involved with them, and it's Travis DePorter. It's my spin on it. Sonia and Randy may or may not agree, but I mean, he strikes me, he's kind of a connoisseur of the rail parts. He's worked in a lot of them all over the U.S. And he threw some things out to us, Sonia, I think, and gave us some ideas, and he wants to be an ally to this rail park. And as far as I can tell, everything that he's said he would do, Randy, he's came through, hadn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, Joe,
That doesn't happen.
that doesn't happen. And you probably had a lot of promises that were unfulfilled in your career in the co-op business. But I'm not trying to put him in sainthood, Todd, but I think he can be an ally for us. And he does, I believe, want to see this park kind of succeed because it's in its infancy. And he suggested some things, and he knows the business. He really knows the business. And I think we've needed somebody kind of like him just to be in that area.
I think he'll be a great asset to have on our side.
I think he'll be an asset to the county, and I mean, there could be obviously some job creation at some point in time also down the line. So anyway, anything else, Sonia?
Any questions on the email that I sent out regarding housekeeping issues? I'm gonna clarify this just so Lynn understands. It was a notice that I sent out to the group letting them know about the signage that we were putting up for emergency purposes for 911. The access road that Randy had built that runs adjacent to Martin Marietta didn't have a name, and our siding didn't have a name, and because of the location of H2, we needed to do that. So
That's what.
that's been done, and we had to stop some traffic where trucks were going where they weren't supposed to and stuff like that. So anyway,
So, could I ask what the road's been named?
County Road 373 is the access road.
Runs north and south.
Yeah, north
Be
and
careful
south.
about
yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
you have Avard access as the siding road, the one that runs east and west.
The access road where we talked to you that day is the one that runs east and west right down through there that we're going to put a do not enter sign on. But we have to have a place to call that the Avard access road for emergency services, because you go on around that curve, you come in on the road that the county built, which is gonna be 373 in Garvin. So there really won't be any,
So that intersection where you and I talked was 373 and Avard.
no, that was Garvin and Access Road. You go on around and right beside Martin Marietta's, the county built a road going straight south to the tracks, and that's 373. Avard Access Road is the one that they're unloading the train on. We just put that because our county roads are named running east and west and numbered north and south.
Right.
And 370 is actually the blacktop, the Avard Road, and 380 is on east, so that's why that one is 373. It's in the middle.
You can show him.
Oh, okay.
Does everybody else understand?
Here's where we talked. Right here. There is a road that's not on here that goes down along here to unload the trains.
So the idea was though to have it so the EMS.
Well, we had, here's where the pipe's been unloaded is, we'll call it down here, wherever 380, oh, 380. The pipe's been unloaded right here in this area. Well, if they need emergency services, this road that we built, okay, 373 is running right here. That's it. So the signage out here will be 373 and Garvin. And we'll put a sign up where you and I talked there as Garvin, which is this road, and Avard Access Road.
The market.
And it comes through here and goes down along the track. So if something would happen, a piece of pipe or something would fall on somebody down here, the ambulance would know that this is Avard Access Road. It's not actually a public road,
So
is our deal.
okay, I thought it was pretty neat that you're planning for the emergency access.
Right, but this is the only place we have that's on a public road to put Avard Access Road.
That's a good choice, Tom.
And because this pipe yard down here has an Avard Access Road address.
I don't know what I can do with that. I may just ignore it.
Well,
But
that
I-
may be the best, but
Yeah.
because we don't need the public sightseers and everybody
Right.
going in there. We're gonna put a new do not enter under Avard Access Road and Garvin.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm glad to see.
Unless you're on the
DOT.
board, Randy.
Huh?
Unless you're on the board.
Well, yeah. But, and part of the deal is this road coming in here to Martin Marietta is running parallel where all their trucks to 373. So it's kind of hard to distinguish their entrance and 373's road.
Yes, it is.
You know, so it's a tough deal. We're just trying to clarify it, mainly for emergency services, in case something would happen down through here. And this may not be the only site that's along this access road, so we had to give it a name so they know where to go.
Okay.
I'll try not to confuse anybody anymore, but I just feel like y'all needed to know that and make sure you didn't have any questions.
Okay. Anything else, Sonia?
I'm not saying a word. I'm good to go.
Okay. Any new business be brought before the board at this time? Any remarks by our citizens?
Yeah, I think Sonia's did a whale of a job on things.
Well, let's
And
not
I
use
think
that.
that's,
Let's just
Well,
say a nice
oh,
job.
you don't intimidate me.
Thank you, Randy.
And
We
by
gotta
the way,
keep her
they lacked
working to get
they
to the
lacked
whale
two of those
job.
train cars being done before I came in here.
So it should
Having
be
that
released.
deal.
Of the
So
pipe.
No.
no, for the rock.
Oh, okay.
And,
The pipe's coming tomorrow.
well, I'm not sure when the pipe's coming, but whenever it gets here. I don't think there'll be any rock trains in there for a little while to conflict with the rest of the pipe.
We use some more 5/8 crusher run though, right? No, because you got.
Not this time. We've got a big pile of, and I told Chris Green, which I'm footing a bill for, that he's
On the
supposed to
signs.
have the signs, one at the west end with an arrow pointing northeast or whatever, and one at the east end with an arrow pointing west, designating where the rail park is.
You got,
And I got a PO for that, to have that done. It won't be very much because I bought several feet of 4.5 inch pipe that he's gonna use for posts, and we cut them. And then he's gonna use for, it'll just be a rectangle, 4x8 sheets. And,
That'll be
Thank you.
good.
and supposed to put them in on each end of the rail park, so anybody going down there should be able, if they drive Garvin Road, tell where the rail park is.
Well, certainly express our gratitude to the other commissioners. Randy,
Yeah,
I know you do.
they've been involved
Uh,
and helped with every bit of it, so it's
You're kind of the
been,
point man, but
Yeah.
make sure they understand that we're all grateful for their efforts in keeping this thing going. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right.